Hey Borg. Okay, this is now my third attempt to record this. I'm doing my best to get this done on Friday. And I don't know if the fates are conspiring against me or what, but the first time I actually accidentally hit something on my keyboard which made it stop. So then I started a new clip, and then I realized there wasn't going to be any good way to really edit them together. And now the second time, my computer just completely froze up, which is very unlike a Mac, so I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to try to keep this very short today in hopes that it will actually be done and put online, because Rosemary's been talking some smack in her last vlog about the whole if it's not up on time, maybe there should be punishment thing. And I don't know what that's about, but yeah, we haven't talked about that. So I don't know what the punishment would entail, and I don't know that that's really necessary at all. So, I suppose it is good incentive for me to actually get my vlogs done on time, though. So, yeah, I guess she accomplished what she was out to accomplish after all. Anyway, so, yeah, now I have to think about what I've said the previous two times and what I need to keep and what I don't. So, last week I did not record because I was busy on my Knitting Olympics project, getting started. For those of you who do not knit, again, I apologize. This is, in theory, supposed to be something for all kinds of crafts, and my scope of attention has been very limited to knitting in the past year. So for that, I do apologize. One of these days I will do something else, I promise. I do have some sewing projects that really need to be done, and I'm hoping after the Olympics I can get those going. So, but Olympics, I blame Michael Phelps. I blame Michael Phelps for my lack of vlog last week, and just taking a lot of my time, really. I've been knitting mostly in the evening as I watch the Olympic coverage, and of course I can't knit while Michael Phelps is swimming because I get distracted, first of all by his race, and then second, kind of by his swim pants. Just being honest. Yeah, so I chose to do the same sweater pattern that Rose did not too long ago, Rusted Root, just a little short sleeve sweater with a little lace panel in it. Very plain, but pretty cute, I think. And when I chose to do it, I wanted to do the Knitting Olympics. And essentially, if you don't know what this is talking about, Rose probably covered it in her vlog too. Basically, you couldn't cast on, you couldn't start until opening ceremonies started. And the goal is to be finished by the time closing ceremonies are completed. So, for me, my goal was I wanted it to be something that I already had yarn for it in my stash. So that limited things to either socks or lace or something out of my stash, which I don't have much new stuff that's in my stash other than sock yarn and lace weight. So, however, I did have about 10 or 11 skeins of Barocco Love It, which is a cotton blend. And I thought, well, that, this may be a good opportunity to find something to do with that. I had actually started a shrug with it a while ago, which is almost a cardigan. It's not your typical just across the shoulders kind of shrug. So it was cute in the picture, but the reality of knitting it was not fun for me. So it had been cast aside, and so I decided to get out that yarn and see if I could get gauge with it to see if it would actually work for this sweater. And it does. So here's what I have so far. It's top down. You can see the sleeves are done except for the ribbing. You have to go back and do that at the end. And I'm now ready for the just slight bit of waist shaping that the pattern calls for. It'll just nip in just a tiny bit, nothing drastic. So yeah, I'm ready to do that. I'm well on track to have it completed by the end of the Olympics. And yeah, there's really not a whole lot more to say about it. It's lots and lots of just knitting in the round. And every time you come to that lace panel, you do the next row of it. So it's actually a good pattern to work on while you're putting your attention on something like the Olympics. So the other thing that I've been working on just a little bit here and there that needs to get my attention again is a sample for a class I'm going to teach soon. The pattern is the silky or silken, I think silken feathers wrap from the latest edition of Knit and Style magazine. The stitch pattern is actually the Japanese feather stitch pattern from the Barbara Walker treasuries. And it is worked in Tilly Thomas demi-plie silk lace weight. And that's my children knocking on the door. Just a minute! So here's what I have so far. It's provisional cast on. On the ends is going to go another Tilly Thomas yarn that's a beaded silk lace weight. So I need to get cracking on that so we can have it ready for the class. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. I've not been to any conventions, Harry Potter or otherwise. I've mostly been here knitting and thinking about Michael Phelps and doing school with her. Anyway, I hope you all have a great week. See ya.